Would you rather live life in a small submarine at the bottom of the sea or in a small space capsule in outer space?
Why they gotta be small?
I would say like
Big Dan is it's my name.
I would say
It's
one
in
room
my
apartment.
name. One room apartment, maybe. That means I don't have to invite nobody. Right?
It's interesting because they're very similar. Because I was going to be like, oh, there's too much pressure at the bottom of the sea, but like space is literally a vacuum. So,
No,
I guess
no, space is fine.
if I'm at the bottom of the sea, you at least know where you are. Where if you're in space, you're just kind of drifting wherever. So I guess C is the correct answer.
Mm-mm.
How?
No, it is not.
How?
There's too many things in the sea.
Your apartment in space could be connected to a tether that's connected to Earth.
That's detail that wasn't given. Though.
Yeah, it's true.
So
but it's like,
I'm just imagining
Too many things go wrong with a submarine. And do you really want to die drowning?
No,
they say it's like sleep.
No, you wouldn't die. You wouldn't drown. You'd be crushed by the pressure, if anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Submarine.
You just kind of explode. That's not too bad. Not the worst way to go.
I guess.
You guys are really dark.
No.
Well, no, we're realistic.
That's the thing. It's the reality of it. Because I don't want to die around all those sea creatures. Like, my fear would get to me before in the water before.
Just hear something go, dong, can't sleep for 2 days.
That's right.
I hear y'all laughing, but I don't think you'll understand that, like, my fear of, like, underwater creatures is, like, that's it. That would be the thing that I would feel, that would take me out. Like, I have a friend who's having a wedding at a aquarium. I was like, how close are is the jellyfish exhibit? Like, I need to know.
I saw 7 pounds. I know how this goes.
Like, and I haven't even seen 7 pounds.
Starring Will Smith?
I have not seen it, but like, I am deathly afraid of jellyfish. Anything like centipede, like, what are they called?
Cephalopods.
Them niggas. Every single one of them.
Them slippery boys.
All of them, it's on site. Like the one I
don't fight an octopus. They fight back.
I've seen.
They got 3 hearts. Anyway.
Apparently, they're super smart. Too.
Yeah,
yeah.
The only reason
one ball knocked out a fish was just like the fish was like floating by, and he's like knocked it unconscious. How are you not afraid of the ocean? I am afraid. Like the idea of something slithery wrapping around my leg and then just saying, "Get over here." No, is not okay in any scope of my imagination. My heart just started picking up. Can I have something to... Can we start the episode?
There's the intro.
I want to go home.
You are.
Oh, you're just triggering my fears.
You did that all by yourself. All by yourself. Take responsibility.
We over there like, you ever seen a squid, nigga? I know about the Now, I know what you're wondering. What if 3 fly brothers sat around, drank some spirits, and talked about some media? Well, you're in luck because welcome to BNR. Brought to you by the Blerd Bar. Now, they call me Ace Trainer Argent, the Ace Trainer of West Willie, the Living Codex, but I am just one of the trifecta here. Now, if you look to my left, stage right?
You already set this up. Go ahead.
You did say to your left.
Yeah.
So that would be
I
me?
lost all momentum. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Go.
How y'all doing?
Can we start over?
No, why not? Why? Like, it's real. Why does it have to be so polished, right? That's right. It's Big Dan.
Big Dan.
Rodan. Coming at you live from the 215. Comic book connoisseur, Somali of sci-fi and superheroes. And to my daughters, they call me DJ Coco Melon.
DJ Coco Melon.
Thank you. One more time. This body was brought to you by tacos.
I don't know about that. Now, if we look from the land of the rising sun, talk to the people, the hawk from the heavens.
How's it going, everybody? 'Tis I, hailing from the land of Sake, Shinobi, and Samurai. The boy is Godzilla personified. Ain't no other name but this to go by. It's your boy, J-Hawk.
We have a button, though. You kind of sound like Chris Rock as Rod. Fifth Element.
I never saw
Rod.
Fifth Element.
Oh, interesting.
Was that Chris Rock? Chris Tucker?
Can we start over?
No. But
I haven't even had any alcohol. So, like, I swear.
speaking of alcohol,
Jayhawk.
this is called Booze News and Reviews, and apparently we need some of it to get through this.
Jeez. So
No, seriously, can we start over?
No, we're here now.
today we have Hochstadters. Hochstadter.
Are you saying with a question mark?
Because Hochstadters, I don't know. Hochstadters,
chest.
slow and low. This is actually Union, locally made in Philadelphia.
Mhm.
And this is how they describe their slow and low rock and rye. Our straight rye whiskey is stirred slow and low with raw honey, navel orange, a dose of rock candy, and cocktail bitters. It is 84 proof. So with that being said, let's see how people enjoy it.
This right here is about to be my new jam.
It's
Jammy Jam?
This is about to be my new jam. Like
it's really good. It's an old fashioned in a bottle. One.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's really good. But man, I'm forced to sip this. I have no choice because if I
Who do you feel the heat on that
I
back end?
do.
It's
I really
man.
do. It's hot. It's ready.
And not $5. That's why we legally break it up that way, and so that way we don't get fined. But
This is really good. It's an old fashioned in a bottle. Old fashions are great. Josh, what do you think, pal? Okay.
I remember reading about this, and they said everything that they describe on the bottle or everything that they describe, you literally taste it. And I would have to very much agree. The raw honey, the orange, the rock candy, maybe not so much.
It's like really subtle. And plus
that's a back end flavor.
Plus with the honey, like
right,
it's
like,
interesting to we don't know if they use cane sugar. Anyway, go ahead.
Right, but like there's a sweetness to it, sure. But it does have a taste of like honey as opposed to I guess like rock candy. And then the bitters are there as well. Not a huge fan of bitters, but it is what it is. As a drink, yeah, this is it's pretty good. So we've been here for a while, so it would have been nice to taste this like super chilled, straight out of the freezer.
Agreed.
But as of like this, it's fine. Yeah, it's definitely a sip thing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it. What did you guys give it? Did you guys give it scores?
We have not given the scores. I gotta put my glasses on for this. I feel uppity. High class.
I love the balance of the citrus for the flavor, man. It's really nice.
Yeah, this is probably my new favorite whiskey.
Really?
Like, and it has aroma to it.
That's what I'm saying. It's got the body. It's old, like you said, it's old fashioned in a bottle. However, it's tamed as far as like the old fashioned part of it, right? Like it's still very much a whiskey. It's a very full body whiskey. It's smooth. Until it hit the back of your throat.
It's right here.
Then you start feeling that heat.
It's right here.
And if anyone knows about that heat and how it collect at the back, and it just like everything just tighten up, just like,
all right, y'all, tighten up.
Hit you with the I'm giving this a 4.5.
Oh, I was about to be confused.
No. This is like a 4.5. I would almost give it a 5 if it was less of the bitters.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I would say
the bitters are killing it for me.
It's not killing it. I'm just saying less of the bitters would give me just like a straight whiskey. Like this is something like very. This bottle wasn't like overly expensive. However, it drinks very top shelf
because it's smooth.
Yeah, very smooth.
It's smooth on the way down. There is like heat to it afterwards, but it's almost like, and I was about to say like the taste. The bitters are more of like an aftertaste that stay on your tongue,
like hops.
And at the back, and like on the top of the back of your mouth. And me personally, I am not a fan. But
now this is one of them like you're not doing anything else for the rest of the day.
Yep.
You've had a long day. And
You clocked out at 3. You're
Right.
like, you know what?
right, like
It's Friday anyway. Everybody left.
Right.
It's
like
Friday, so-
everybody else is going to bed. You're like, I can watch another episode and sit back. I'm enjoying myself.
This is very nice. Very nice.
What's your
4.5 collective.
collective?
No,
I was about to say, let Josh talk for himself.
Sage. I think this is. I'd give it like a 3.5.
Really? I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine giving it any this less than a 4.25, man. This is amazing. It's really good. It's also 84 proof, so you only need one glass and you are telling
Hey,
some truth.
drink this responsibly.
Drink
Like,
responsibly.
This is not a bottle killer. This is not a party bottle.
This right here is a body killer.
This one is this is a good time. This is a good relaxing time. Don't plan on doing nothing else. You
Please don't try.
put your house shoes on, you know, that rope, and
You know the one.
that book. You know, that book that you said you was going to finish last week. Go ahead, pick that up.
All right, this is getting oddly specific. All right, we
I
have
was about to say, stop judging me, bro. Like,
I wasn't talking about you.
Yeah, you are.
I was looking at who specifically I was talking to. My reflection.
We have some news.
Yes, we do.
I think Big Dan is going to start us off with
Yes.
some tales. And welcome to the Shot Seat. So to break down, one member of the Blerd Bar crew, me, will ask another member of the Blerd Bar crew, Daniel, questions pertaining to their quadrant of the universe, the multiverse. And you get that question wrong, got to take a shot. Get the question right, then you have the option to take a shot. Dan, let me know when you're ready. Let me know
I'm
you're
ready.
prepared, my friend.
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm good.
Of the 15 users of the Infinity Gauntlet, name a completed Infinity Gauntlet. Name 7.
7. You wildin', but let's do it. Gamora, Thanos, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Doom,
Whoa, who was that fourth one?
Black Panther.
Of a completed Infinity Gauntlet.
Completed.
Okay, go ahead.
Secret Wars. End of Secret Wars. That's how he beats Doctor Doom.
I think you mean God Doom. Sir?
God Doom. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, 5.
That's 5, right? Nathaniel Richards. Fight me.
X-Men?
Nathaniel Richards. Nathan Richards.
is that Stretcher? No, I don't know comics.
That's not
I'm
on
sorry,
my.
Franklin Richards. Right?
That's not on
No?
my.
He's
That's
not
not
on
on
your
my
list?
list, Playboy.
All right, I'll give you another one.
You're 5.
5, you said?
Yeah, I was right. Stretcher.
Stop.
What?
You can't see the answers even.
Mr. Fantastic is what you're
You're at 6. You need one more.
It's Mr. Fantastic. It was the next one on my list, but I was thinking of his son, Franklin. One more. Namor? No. Captain America.
Thank you.
So once again, the comic book connoisseur comes through and proves to us all that
I was trying to think of issues, but definitely Franklin Richards has definitely done it because he technically creates the Marvel Universe and restarts it on multiple occasions.
Having said that, and now back to our regularly scheduled program. Of the madness of the multiverse.
Not necessarily good news. I bring bad tidings right now for anyone that's watching Y: The Last Man, and I think I feel like we were going to review it after the season was over. I don't think that's necessary now, as FXX has canceled it.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. See,
Is
what
the
I'm
season
seeing-
even over?
No, there's 2 more seasons. There's 2 more episodes before the season finale. The problem with the show, very much unlike the comic book or graphic novel, is the pacing is really hard to get into this because they're lingering so much on the dynamic of Jennifer Brown's character, and the show's called Why the Last Man, right? So the focus is kind of like on him, or at least should be.
One would think,
right? The showrunners chose to make this more political driven show, around. You know what? I don't feel qualified in totality to talk about it the way that I feel like it's being handled.
Not true.
I will say that they're focusing on elements of like, what if women ran the entire U.S. government? How would that look? You know, there's other women rights issues being addressed in this, and then they're trying to play both sides of the scope. And I don't think that's the story that was being told in the graphic novel. While those were elements and things that were being addressed, it wasn't the story being told.
Right.
So I think the focus may have shifted, and therefore the pacing has suffered for it. And so I can understand why they're canceling it.
One question: you're watching it like episode by like week by week.
Guys.
You're caught up with it. I was actually waiting because the first time I sat down and watched it, I knocked out the first 3 episodes because that's what was up. I was like, oh, I'm like into this, and so then I was just gonna keep doing that. So I was gonna wait till like the next 3 episodes. So it'll be interesting to see. Right, it'll be interesting to see how I feel about it as I watch it.
I think maybe if the show was released in that fashion, maybe that would have saved it. However, I don't think so, because when you make people wait for it and then there's no payoff, you know, like. You set up a cliffhanger from the last episode, and there is like next to no payoff. Yeah, and unfortunately, the majority of the fans who would watch this aren't always good people. I would be honest about to say, like most people who watch comic book adapted stuff are normally like.
Well, let's not judge. You know,
I'm being honest when I say.
Let's not oversimplify.
I said most is what I said. Not all of us. Can sometimes just be very like brutal when it's not tied to the adaptation in a respective way,
or tied to the source material.
Like tied to the source material, yeah. So, thank you. I haven't been able to find words since 3:00, and I haven't been drinking at all. I
have one last question about it. Every time I saw Why the Last Man, like in the covers of the novels or the graphic novels, is it more dystopian in the graphic novel? Because I was thinking more like Mad Max.
It's about the same.
Oh, okay.
It's it's very similar to what you're seeing on screen.
Gotcha.
However, like I said, because of the set pieces that they're choosing to tell the stories from, it's just like it seems more modern, right? And it doesn't seem like the end of the world happened,
right?
And I think that plays a little bit to the storytelling of the TV show versus like reading in the comic books, because you can just destroy everything and be like, here, read this and look at these pictures.
Right.
You can't do that in the TV show. So, I would hope that maybe another streaming service picks this up. I don't think that's going to happen.
Paramount Plus.
No. Like they have very mature themes, and I think Netflix would be the next contender. But with the budget of like, you know, the cast that you have, and like there are some big names on there.
Are there?
Diane Lane is a big name. There's some other, you know, TV and other actresses out, because Jurg is pretty much a nobody guy.
And that's the power of this tale. He could just be a nobody.
But yeah, anyway, that was my one piece of news. Sad news. We'll move on. Not that really sad. I'll be honest. I was trying my best to stand with this show, and it was really hard to stick with that. So anyway, I had one more piece of news. Oh yeah, this is ridiculous, and I almost felt akin to the people in comic books that are like, I don't want no politics in my comic books.
That's a dangerous preamble, my buddy.
Right? But I don't think this is that, right? It's more so I'm gonna just get to it. Superman's next major foe is a real life global threat. What is that global threat? Climate change. Okay, is pretty much how I feel about it. DC is doing some major changes with some of their characters. Obviously, if you are up on any of those things, you know what I'm talking about. I don't tell people how to feel.
When you said Superman, though, this
John
is
Kent.
Right, exactly.
So
he's a new young hip,
right. He's today.
OCF.
Don't we don't say that name here. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't.
Anyway, we don't need their smoke. They will come for us.
They actually.
But I'm saying John Kent would go to OCF
Would do
Cafe.
that, right.
No, he would not. He would source locally, local cafes.
Okay.
Okay.
However, so he teams up with young Aquaman, and they try to figure out climate change or how to stop it. But from the panel they're showing here, and I wish we could show it, but I don't, copyrights and all that. It's them protesting, and I'm like, do you really want Superman out here protesting, or
it's an important part,
or doing something about it? Like
both.
If you are physically capable of changing the world, why protest when you can do something about it?
You have to do both. Both is the answer.
Okay.
You can't if you're like, you don't want a person to look at you and be like, well, I don't know which side of the. No, you make a statement and saying this is.
Come, go ahead. Keep it. Make your point. I was singing over that just because it was adding to the effectiveness. Go ahead.
See, it seemed like you were mocking me.
No. Go ahead.
No, we can move on. It's just like you don't want to. If you are a person of influence, you don't want people to look at you and be like, oh, I don't know which side of this whole thing a person falls on. So you be vocal and you say like, this is this.
I'm only saying it based on the headline here of that being his major foe, right?
Well, any headline's going to be clickbaity. It's 2021.
Right, I understand that. But if this is something, this is the story arc, an arc of his character, then like, who wants to read an issue to see a superhero protesting? I'm being honest.
Kent.
Okay. Okay. Like
Kaiju Kent.
Kaiju Kent. Shout out to you. Thank you for buying this one issue, and maybe
he bought 6 of them.
Yeah, and then he gives them to his friends. Not me. I don't need one. Anyway, those are my pieces of news. I won't linger on it just because I'll be nice. But anyone else got news?
I got news. It's super quick. I'm going to stay on Wide Shot 1. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to talk about it a whole bunch. Sora from the Kingdom Hearts series is now in Super Smash Brothers. I don't want to talk about it. More importantly, why are you laughing at me?
You don't want to talk about it?
No.
You don't want to talk about how Disney was like, you can kind of get this character.
No, I mean, well, the parts of the game that are in there are all Final Fantasy based. The one thing that Disney gave him was the mouse.
That was it.
In the intro. That's it.
That's it.
Everything else is just completely Final Fantasy. They actually don't even have Simple and Clean in the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sora is now part of Super Smash Brothers. I'll lament about that on the live another day. More importantly, My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission will be Funimation October 29th in the North American part
is this
of
canon?
The world. I think yes.
I believe it is.
But because it takes place in between, like when Midoriya is running around with Endeavor and Todoroki and Bakugo.
I'm so behind.
So yeah, internships. So that's what we got. World Heroes Mission. I'm going to talk about it. Josh is going to watch it. Dan will watch it in the next 3 years. You know.
Whoa, the shade. See, you know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna just be nice. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you be great. That wasn't called for.
Jayhawk.
No, don't Jayhawk. Don't try to throw it away now.
Jayhawk. Kicking it over, Jayhawk.
You can keep me in the wide.
Hey.
Goodness, that's funny.
Man,
First
you should have stayed on your own camera. I was gonna show him something off camera.
No, it's fine.
And welcome back to Shotzi. Question number 2 for the man himself. What is the strongest metal found in the DC universe?
Nymph Metal.
Is that your final? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Comic book. He hasn't missed. He hasn't
I'm
missed.
taking a shot, though.
I don't know. All right, stop what you're doing. If you think Big Dan can make it all three without missing, right now, go below, comment Big Dan, big plans.
Or skip to the end and actually see if it happens.
Don't skip.
Don't skip. Hashtag big plan.
And
Big
now,
Dan.
back to our regularly scheduled program.
I'm drunk, man. First thing that I just kind of want to bring up, the first trailer for Cowboy Bebop.
What is it? The Lost
I was-
Session?
The Lost Session.
I was going to ask you how you felt about that.
They're doing interesting new things.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, that's interesting.
Are you open to these new and interesting new
I
things?
don't know. I think it's cool, but it's not.
Not your Cowboy
It's
Bebop.
not, it's not. And it's just like, if you want to make a space heisty movie or show, make a space heisty movie or show.
Mhm.
You don't have to call it like you didn't have to call it Cowboy Bebop, right?
Keep
like
my name out.
I'm not Mike Jones. Keep
Like-
my name out your mouth.
I think it'll be interesting, and I think it's just what they were doing. It'll be interesting to see how they really actually fully portray the characters.
Mhm.
But from what I've seen in the Lost Session, I was like, this looks like really cheesy and campy, and it's like, did Cowboy Bebop have those moments? Sure.
There were few and far between.
I mean,
bro.
it was an anime. Sometimes it just gets campy. It just happens.
And it was also the tail end of the 90s.
Exactly.
Real quick, I'm going to be super quick. My opinion on live action Cowboy Bebop is, and forever will be, as soon as the first time I ever heard about it back in like 2007, this doesn't need to exist. Please continue. That's it.
Mhm.
We already here, bro. We here, bro. It's here. It's done. The work is done.
It'll be interesting that, like, if they do in the actual show what they did in the Lost Session, like the way that they were like transitioning and stuff. I don't know if
I mean, we going to watch it because we got to talk about
we
it.
got to, but
see,
But do we?
no. Like, I'm going to watch it, but I think the Lost Session, was just a masterful way of showing how like good the editors are, right? Like,
sure.
like that had to be hours of like editing,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
reshoots and stuff like that, just to make sure that made sense visually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Cowboy Bebop as a show will have to do that each time. At least we might see some transitions like that, but I don't think that's going to be.
I think if anything, to your point, it shows them that there could be possibly like cool transitions.
Mhm.
It was just interesting. It's still I am still sitting hard on this fence of like, will this be good? Will it not
I would
be
say
good?
go in lower than that. Just go in with a lower expectation. Like,
It's like,
do what I did for Black Widow. Just go in with a lower expectation. That way you don't get disappointed, and then maybe you get
Right.
surprised.
I don't think that I'll be disappointed. If anything, I will be surprised, but I don't think I will be disappointed.
Yeah, we know better by now.
I
Yeah,
know one
exactly.
thing, you're not going to be surprised about being disappointed. That's for sure.
That's also an option.
Next trailer I want to talk about the
Oh.
Batman.
Hey.
That was dope. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was dope.
And seriously though, like from the trailer, or was it the teaser, like a few months ago, if
Mhm.
not earlier this year, like they already had my money. Like honestly, it had to be a really bad Batman trailer for me to be like, nah, I'm skip out on that. It is what it is. But this one, like this, like actual full trailer, I'm like, oh, that's all I need to see. I don't need to see.
No more.
Like,
We're good.
I'm literally not. I'm not looking at another trailer because I feel like people have a tendency to tell too much of the story in it. But I'm here for it.
Yeah, I was. I'm already a DC skeptic. Whenever DC puts their name on something and they're like, "Hey, we're making a full-length movie watch it, I'm kind of like,
and pay money for
Right.
it.
Mhm.
However, Batman normally, as far as movies have gone, right? We don't talk about George Clooney. We don't talk about Val Kilmer in the second one. It just, Batman doesn't do bad in the movies. But at the same time, how many Batman movies do you need to do? So this one looks like a different take, a fresher take. He seems very more emo, like. But I think
he's definitely young and angry.
But I think that makes more sense of a Bruce Wayne than the polished Bruce Wayne we often get.
Well, but
I understand he's younger in this, and this is like, I understand the story they're telling, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in my mind, I'm not talking about the Temptations. I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Whenever I say in my mind, you just start singing Silent Night. It just happens. Anyway, Batman makes more sense as a young adult dealing, mishandling his grief and punching people out of privilege. Like, that makes sense. Otherwise, when you start getting older and you're in your 30s or 40s doing this, bro, what's going on?
Stop it.
Talk to somebody.
Get some help.
Right. Like, after a while, like, you see these 40-year-old Batmans and you're kind of just like, okay, not a choice I would make, but, what do
that's
you
the
mean?
hill you want to die
Right,
on.
right. You're kind of just like, oh, I got to save Gotham. But you could be with infrastructure. Like, you could be. All that money that you built for that hotel to have that hospital to have your name on it, you didn't hire good doctors.
Right.
You're like, so I think this makes more sense of a Batman that's like young and over emotional and just like has to let it out.
Mm-hmm.
This should be good, and this should play out the way I think to give Pattinson to an opportunity to come back for another maybe movie or so.
Well, I was about to ask, like, could this? It seems so grounded in reality that could this be like the next like Nolan trilogy kind of a
I'm
thing?
gonna need you to not
Right.
say those words.
I'm
or
just
hold
saying.
those beliefs
the
or propagate
disrespect.
those beliefs.
The disrespect that you just went to right now.
I'm just saying. Like,
I don't think it will be Nolan just because Nolan has a feel in his movies, but
I'm sure he has a feel in his movies. I'm not saying they're going to copy the
I
feel.
don't think we should be expecting trilogies from superhero movies anymore.
No,
I think that's irresponsible of us.
A lot of pressure.
Trilogies normally seem to fail, right? Like,
Yeah.
you give me a good trilogy, like a
Outside of the Nolans?
solid trilogy. I'm talking about from beginning to end that doesn't decline in
Back
value.
to the Future.
I almost told you to die today, like on your feet, just like what? You said it anyway. You had any other news? Because I won't be addressing that. And he said it
I think it'd
brazenly
be,
and bold.
I think it would be cool to see another.
I think
Well,
maybe
I'm also
sequel.
very biased, right? Like,
Right, right.
right,
You're also
so-
like, Batman
Right,
is
so,
Batman
you know,
is life.
Throw that out there.
Right.
The only-
Batman is love.
So far, the only Batman thing that I have not liked was Batman Ninja. So,
What?
which I need to.
did
go
you
back
see
and watch.
Batman Ninja?
No, how is that the only one? Did you see Val Kilmer?
Probably not.
You didn't
Okay.
see Batman and Robin?
Yeah, with Uma Thurman.
Arnold
If I
Schwarzenegger?
did, it was like very long.
You don't
ago.
remember Bat Nipples?
If I did,
remember
it was
the fake
very
lips?
long ago. When did you guys last see it? Last week? Like,
No, that movie was so bad it's ingrained in my memory for the
I-
rest of my life.
I just like Uma Thurman.
Yeah, but
that,
that wasn't enough. Like they did the weird thing with Bane, and it was
Oh,
like all of those
yeah.
things. You don't remember this
Like,
movie?
the main thing I remember, I think I remember the '89 Batman.
89 Batman's classic, but you don't remember Batman and Robin at all? Like Chris O'Donnell just being bad at acting?
No, but then I also have to ask you, like, seriously, when was the last time you saw it?
Are you trying to cape for it? Are
Right.
you trying to cape for the cape?
I'm
crusade?
saying, I'm saying in the same way that things can be like become so great in our minds because we have not rewatched them in years.
No, this is like
It could also
immortally
be-
bad, is what we're saying. Are you trying to say the inverse can happen? Sometimes we can go back and be like, you know what, the prequels
It
weren't
wasn't
that
too
bad. You know,
I think you can go back and it can still be a
I would
bad
say
movie.
2009 is probably the last time I've seen it.
That's valid.
Yeah, and that was because it was on. I was
That's
just
a-
like, and I was like, wait,
Why is this here?
right? And I'm just sitting there like,
Who put this in the slot?
this is bad, as I remember, and doesn't get better. So that I mean, I've watched it enough for the whole movie to be in my brain.
I watch it again. I watch all the Batmans again.
Yeah.
I do it in rapid succession.
Nope, Batman Returns is probably where I stop. I would not do Batman
Wouldn't go
Forever.
for it.
You want to go Batman
Although
Forever?
I love Jim Carrey as the Riddler,
Dude, Tommy Lee.
that was not good. Shut up. Stop. Whatever you was about to stand for, don't.
So
So
just to be real quick, there is
We have not gotten to the review yet.
we haven't.
the
It's
review's
fine.
not going to take that long.
It's not. There is, but to be quick, there is Char inspired cookware like Char Aznable. Is that his name? The Red Comet from Gundams.
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah.
sure.
I was like, you gotta explain.
Yeah.
yourself.
yeah.
He has
The main character.
there's like a kettle set, and a cooking pot kettle set and tuna set. It's like $40. And the cook pot is $35. I'll put pictures up. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty funny.
You give that to the people in your life who you will open their apartment door and they're like, I like anime, and it's
Right.
like, okay, everything in their house is anime.
Yeah,
We get
exactly.
it. Totoro. Okay.
Some shows on my radar
Ooh.
to watch. Fina the Pirate Princess, Pirate Princess. There's 11 eps out so far. This is a quick synopsis. Fina Houtman remembers little about her childhood. Orphaned and raised as a servant in a brothel, her life changes when she escapes to an island of pirates where she discovers the truth behind her family. With Fina being the only one able to unlock her family's secret and a formidable crew of female pirates on her tail, she must take her place as captain of her samurai crew for a high seas adventure.
That plot
It was a lot of words.
took turns and didn't come back to them. They were just kind of like left turn, right turn, left turn.
Take it
straight.
back. Take it back now, y'all.
So
One hop.
seems interesting. Actually, I had seen that this came out, but I was like, meh. And then I saw Fantastic Frankie talk about it. She talked about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. Then she gave enough of a, check this out. That I was like, all right, I'll see. I've never listened to any of her other recommendations. Not to say that they're bad. I'm just saying I've never followed up. So this time I'm gonna follow up, and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now that you said her name and you've watched it, if it's not good,
then we'll have something to discuss. I don't know. It's
I'm
fine.
just saying.
I don't like where this is going.
By next BNR, you'll know how I feel about
I'm nervous.
Fina Pirate Princess.
I'm not nervous. I am not worried because I didn't say it. That's it.
Platinum End is another one. This is from the creators of Death Note. I have to say, like, I feel like it would be responsible for me to say like suicide warning. So if you're triggered, skip ahead
Content
probably
warning.
like 5-10 minutes.
Content.
Kakehashi Mirai lost his parents in an accident and lived in misery with the relatives who took him in. Having lost hope in everything, he jumped off the roof of a building on the day of his middle school graduation, but then he met an angel. That's the synopsis. So
Hey, everything went better than expected.
okay. I just didn't know how that was going to be taken. But yeah, it's from the creators of Death Note, so worth a shot. It's only 2 eps out right now, so there it is. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. There's only 2 eps out so far.
That's the title?
That's the title.
Shit.
Yeah, it's one of the isekai ones, right? So it's like, sure, why not? Half a paragraph. What is his name? Not Fallout Boy. What are the other ones?
Chiodos.
No.
Panic at the Disco.
Yeah, them.
Whoa. Why you say it like that?
They're fine. They just have really long titles for their songs.
No, they stopped.
I mean, it's
That was
just,
like 2006.
it's just Brendan Urie.
Urie.
Like, it's just him.
Here's the synopsis. The world's number one assassin has been reincarnated as the eldest son of a family of aristocrat assassins.
Ooh.
Right. In exchange for being
We didn't see that coming.
Right. In exchange for being reincarnated in another world, a goddess has imposed upon him one condition: kill the hero who is prophesied to destroy the world. This was to be the mission in his new life, the synergistic effect of the vast knowledge and experience he gained that made all manner of assassinations possible in the modern world, and the secret techniques and magic of the fantasy world's most powerful family of assassins turn him into the greatest assassin of all time. I can honestly only hope that it's going to be as good as the saga of Tanya the Evil. I don't know if anybody's like
That's
watched that.
That's a wild one.
That I really enjoyed it. Apparently, it's been renewed for a second season. Saga of Tanya the Evil. And for those who don't know, the synopsis of that is, at least for the first season, an elite salaryman is reborn as a little girl and is destined to become the most dangerous sorcerer in the Imperial Army. The first season story, which is 12 episodes, is allegedly carried forward in a subsequent anime film. The first season and movie can be found on Crunchyroll. And for those who are interested, it is actually adapted from a light novel of the same name, unless you're in Japan. Barflies in Japan, hey, hit the like button. Where it's known by Yojo Senki. And the author is Carlo Zen. So that should be very interesting. Definitely going to rewatch the Tag. Shit.
Yep. Yes. I also forgot to mention the Hitmonkey is coming to Hulu.
Yes. Hulu.
November 11th.
Hulu.
Marvel's Hitmonkey. So I think we discussed this before, but most of Marvel's mature properties and show ideas will be most likely filtered through Hulu. So that way they don't find their way to Disney Plus and kids click on them. So,
I like the monkey.
Right. So I think it has a TVMA rating. There will be blood and guts and adult themes and situations.
Very sad.
I mean, it's Hitmonkey though. He's an assassin.
Very sad.
Why is that sad? How do you pull that off?
I mean, adult themes are typically sad.
Okay.
We're going to review a thing.
Oh, last thing. World Trigger Season 3. There's 2 episodes out as of this recording. So, yeah, that's the thing. I've always been caping for, like, World Trigger.
Yeah.
You have. even though you didn't really enjoy the second season that much.
No, I enjoyed it.
More than the first one?
Yes.
The animation was superior, right?
Yes.
That you did say that. Okay. I remember.
I remember. Go back to season 1. You know,
or don't. Or don't. We were young and immature and we weren't knowing exactly what we were doing at the time. But we're doing better.
And we're going to review a thing.
We're going to review a thing.
We're going to
thing.
And welcome back to Ashasi.
The final shot.
Boom.
Who's the dynamite? For the final question, young Daniel.
Not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away
Copyright. Okay. So, for the final question, of the emotional spectrums of light in the DC universe, name the 2 most powerful.
Ooh. Hope.
What color?
Blue.
And what else?
And most powerful. I want to say white, but that's not true.
Is that your final answer?
That's not true.
So it's not your final
Hold
answer.
on.
Or is it? Yeah. Do it.
10, 9, 7.
Oh, what is purple?
5.
Love, right? Purple's love.
What's the color?
Purple?
Are you asking?
I feel like it is purple.
You sound like you're asking.
I might be.
Can you say it with your chest?
It's purple. Love.
Stretcher.
Okay, so we found ourselves in a very interesting situation. You are right and wrong. So we're gonna give you a because love, which is violet, is the other most powerful. Purple, which is indigo, is compassion, and that is not the correct answer. So
Ooh.
Violet, excuse me.
so
So you're not giving it to me because I gave you the
Barflies,
wrong kind of purple. I gave
Barflies,
y'all wrong kind of purple. So you saying violet?
tell us the fate of
Give it a
young.
shot.
I mean, if you was the real comic book connoisseur, you would have shot that.
First of all,
All right, hold on.
DC
Now back to our back to our regularly scheduled program.
I'm taking a shot.
A movie propagated by the legend that is Ryan Reynolds called Free Guy.
That's right. It's now available to rent and stream on demand. So that's why we saw it now versus then when it got released, because we don't really do movie theaters like that. So we actually sat back and got to watch it this week, and we'll tell you how we feel.
How you feel?
Yeah. So, how we feeling? I feel like I don't have to go last this time.
Yeah, I laughed. In fact, I would say you should go first.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So as a lover of video games, and I play them frequently, whenever I get the chance, as that has decreased from being frequent to occasionally. This was a fun movie. Like, it was weirdly wholesome for all of the adult situations and language. Little preachy though. I will go ahead and say that, as far as like the whole standing for the good guy character. The premise of the movie is set in an MMO open world,
PvP, RPG.
PvP, PvE environment. And so those are normally what we call sandbox games. We call those GTA Online. We call them Red Dead Redemption Online. We call those World of Warcraft. Like, those are those kind of games. Essentially, they're MMO in nature and open world. So, the movie focuses on one particular person. The city is called Free City. The game is called Free City, but the movie's called Free Guy. Guy is an NPC who comes to life. You've seen the trailers. You know how that goes.
Yep.
He becomes sentient because he doesn't come to life because they're in a video game.
What is life?
But what is life, right? We'll break that down later. So, he's looking for love
in all the wrong places.
I would say it's not the wrong place because he intentionally exists for that reason, right?
Tag your spoilers, bro.
I didn't say anything. I said he essentially exists for a reason. It's not. Anyway, I feel like overall,
is this a spoiler-free thing?
No.
Okay.
Definitely. I was just like, since I'm going last, right? Like normally when I go last, I can just like piggyback off of things that have already been said. So Ryan Reynolds falls in love. He pretty much breaks character and goes off exploring. And I think they did a really good job of creating a game world through the lens of a movie. I thought that was enjoyable because I was like, I know these things. He's killed someone. He's picked up fake money. He's bought gear. And I was just like, these are all fun things that we do in games. Mm-hmm. But then, like I said, when I said it was a little preachy, he's a good guy. He's leveling up by doing good guy stuff. And I'm kind of just like, that's not how you play the game.
Okay, that's not untrue.
Give me a game that you are the good guy without killing people. Like, no killing.
Infamous.
I was about to say. That's exactly
you literally,
the game.
Infamous, you have to fight.
No. Or not even. Dishonored.
But you still have to, like, fight people.
No, you don't. Dishonored 1?
You don't have to fight
anyone. Yeah, that's a whole
But
thing.
it's I'm talking about like in the MMO.
Okay, all right.
Technically
MMO,
in Skyrim, do you have to fight?
You 100%.
You end up have to fighting people. Yeah. You have to
I
fight
thought you guys always talk about like how you can like go off and be a farmer.
You can
now,
but
but
like
not in
this-
2020,
When-
not 2011.
when people were first playing Skyrim, it was not. That wasn't it. Like you played the story as what you thought was intended, but like
Gotcha.
now
if you play
people,
the story at all.
yeah. But now people will go back and play Skyrim on their 5th play, and then like, I just want to farm with my wife.
Gotcha.
I want to adapt to Minecraft.
Yeah. So
So you were saying, give you an example of an MMORPG where you'd be a good guy.
yeah.
I think that okay, because with Destiny, you know Destiny way better than I would, and I think that's
Even then, like you're saving the world, but at the same time, you also play a game where you shoot other players.
But they're just dregs, Daniel.
But you shoot other players.
Wait,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
he also shot people though.
No,
Initially, that was all accidental. Once he was committed to being a good guy, he didn't kill anymore. He just
did the
helped.
Wile E. Coyote thing,
Yeah.
where you painted on the wall and a person turned into.
Yeah, like
What
there was a
about
lot of.
the when they were getting the file or whatever?
Yeah, with the Mega Buster.
He didn't shoot anybody. He kept fighting. He was fighting people, but she was the one killing them.
He would just incapacitate.
Right, like he would like.
with the
there was a lot-
steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a lot of feints
mean,
and stuff. Like
The one thing he like broke the dude's arm though. Like,
He
yeah,
was-
but even then he like reacted in a way that was like, oh, I did it, and like he gagged and all that.
Whoa.
But anyway, but anyway, yeah, it just to me that part was just kind of like that disconnected me a bit. But I understand the story that they were trying to tell. So other than that, I really want to wait till you guys give your reviews because I would love to talk about Buddy. That if we do anything here at the Blerd Bar, we have to discuss Buddy and the
Yeah.
problematic nature of that character.
Yeah.
was he
Um,
problematic?
That was
Yeah.
problematic
He's the black best friend that died.
and came back to life.
We ain't
Was
know
he?
that though. I was
We
real
didn't know
upset.
that.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And he was real like caricature.
Caricature.
Was he?
Okay.
Apparently, you don't think so. So
I
please say
know.
more.
I
Say
thought-
more words, Josh.
Go ahead. You give your review here.
I thought he was just.
Oh, I didn't give my thing, right? So
It's been a while.
has it been a while? Yeah, we haven't done a BNR for a second. I give this a 3.5. I think it was an enjoyable movie. I had fun. I love the fight sequence at the end where, like every other movie Ryan Reynolds ever been in, he's very meta about being the villain in his stories. Like he's
'cause
also the hero.
He was also
He was
Colossus, right?
He was
Juggernaut. sorry.
Juggernaut. He was also Parallax.
I didn't
And-
know he was parallax.
Yeah. So he's always been kind of that person. So I thought that was cool. The budget was definitely blown on the cameos and references in that fight sequence, but I think they were enjoyable. My wife had actually watched the end before I did, and she was like, I think you're gonna enjoy this. And I was like, I'm excited to see what you mean. And then I saw it and I was like, I'm very excited. I think you were correct. So if that gives you guys any indication, my wife knows who I am as a person.
That's good.
That's amazing.
I mean, we're 4 years into this. Like
I've heard some things, but that's a different.
that's a different podcast.
Yeah, Josh, I would like your take, man.
Oh goodness. So the one thing I did find funny about Lil Rel is I was like, wow. Did they want Kevin Hart and then like couldn't get Kevin Hart? And then like told him to act in a way that's like they probably told him they probably gave him like very specific adjective words, and it just so happened to describe probably how Kevin Hart would do it.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
It's that's just the feeling I got.
That's
I was like,
you saying that makes me relate to it better. But Lil Rel does this. This is who he is in a lot of his other
I
art.
am not saying that Lil Rel isn't like an amazing actor. I'm just saying when I saw him be
I didn't
Buddy.
say amazing. I said Lil Rel does this. I said that just like if you've seen him in other movies, like you remember him in Get Out, he plays it up, right? Like
Sure.
his delivery of lines and all this stuff is like really up.
Yeah.
But
like when I saw that, I was like, oh wow, they like this reminds me of Kevin Hart. Like if Kevin Hart was in this movie, he would probably play it like this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Chris Rock would have done the same thing.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
I think
for this kind of role, the character that they wanted Buddy to be, you could have put any other black comedian in here, and they would have, if they were not self-respecting, would have done it the same way. I said what I said. I stand by
did
it.
say what you said. I didn't say all that. That's for sure. You definitely said that.
Barflies, please comment. We need to know how you feel about self-respect. Please continue. Only black people, though.
Oh gosh. So
I understand that I might get smoked for that one. This whiskey is really good.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting. I don't think it took away from it. It was just something I was like, maybe in another world, Kevin Hart got this role. And then
And the movie didn't change, is what you're saying?
probably not.
Okay.
Um,
Because I think you might be wrong. But anyway.
Don't. And me.
What else? I feel like everything that I would have been like, this is stupid, only worked because they were in a game and these are NPCs. Like
Yes.
the whole, well, not the whole, most of the cast is like, oh, okay. NPCs. Sure. NPCs gaining sentience. Sure. Why not?
You can put your hands down.
It's
Nah,
like,
I
I
can't do
can't.
it.
It's too, yeah. Like,
It's risky.
outside of that, I thought Taika Waititi was like very funny.
Very funny. He did a really good job.
Arguably, probably the funniest person on screen.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
There's only one person I would have for a contender, but go ahead.
Who?
Channing Tatum.
Ah, yeah.
He was
he's
also funny.
Yes, he was a very close second. And I think only because of his screen time.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Like
I think if you gave him another 5 minutes, it would have been like, all right, this is enough.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
But that was hilarious. He was hilarious. What else can I say about this movie? I don't know. It was kind of like, to Dan's point, it was very wholesome. It was a good movie. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So like,
I see what you did there. Everybody, Josh is a podcast. It will be linked. Thank you. Outside of this one.
So
Right. Sometimes he does things without us and doesn't tell us.
Yeah, like make quesadillas.
it started before.
It did.
So why?
I'm not upset about it.
Okay.
Y'all want to review a movie or like?
That's what I said. I'm like, let's keep going.
So I felt like for my personal score, I would give it a 3, only because like it was good. It just wasn't like what I would go see. It was not what I would like, readily pay money for to go to the theaters and see.
That's fair. I'm very much a Ryan Reynolds like stan, so I get it.
But as like a comedy in its own right, and like the story that they told and everything, I don't know, like maybe a 4 at the best. Yeah, I'd say 4 at the best, because like it was funny. There wasn't, I don't think, bad acting. Like I think everything that you would have been like, there's bad acting, you have to ask if they were an NPC or not.
They weren't. It was the bull, the developer friend. What was his name? I don't even remember his name.
The one who went.
Who was the other?
You know who I'm talking about, because now
Yeah.
when you think about it, he kind of gave like really bad, like weird.
He
moments.
was just a lackey, and he was down to do whatever the bigwig said. He was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, because
Yeah, but like even his scenes where Taika wasn't in them, he didn't give me anything believable. Like he
I
was
wouldn't say
like
that.
he was kind of just like, it either felt like too much or not enough sometimes.
Nah, I felt like he played his role of being like a lackey lapdog. Like, I'm here to do whatever needs to be done for the company because I'm trying to like be seen or whatever. Like, I thought he was fine.
Yeah, and you might be right about that. I watched the movie twice, right? Because I try to do that to one time to enjoy it, and then the second time to like review it. And I think when I'm reviewing it and I'm in that like mindset of reviewing, I try to see like what could be polished, right? And maybe I shouldn't live my life that way. Maybe that only brings me grief.
You want to unpack that, big fella?
No, not on this. That's a different podcast. One day we'll link it to this episode. Um, but no, I feel like he was the only one that I didn't really believe as a character, maybe. And maybe because it was him being a person of color, I was kind of like it felt really. One, I do believe this movie handled the people of color poorly. They didn't handle them correctly, right? Like there was the black best friend, the almost like evil henchman person of color that he played.
So what would you have preferred that he?
I don't know. I just feel like he would have probably fared better as being one of the developers of what was the game that they created?
Something life,
Free Life
or something like that.
I mean, technically, he ends up being that.
But why is it at the end?
Right? Why is it at the end? Like they gave us all the shtick. They gave all the brown people their shticky parts, like the weird, like with the
I
exception
feel like
of
this
the
whole
barista.
movie was a shtick.
No, the barista was also like there was just moments where I felt like white people. That's where kind of how I felt watching the movie. I was just like white people, and I love Ryan Reynolds
with the barista.
I'm just saying, every person of color in that movie, from me, just seemed either to not matter. Just even when Buddy delivered that like very heartfelt line,
which is a great delivery, really.
Great delivery,
Yeah.
but it was just like everything else wrapped around that line makes the line almost useless to me. He gave a very like character
magical Negro,
like magic Negro thing, and it to me that bothered me. That bothered me a lot. But that's just my opinion.
So if everybody, and let's say everybody in there was white.
Well, that's a different problem.
That is a different problem.
That wouldn't have been a different problem. I would have been fine with it. I think I would have been okay with it. That is not a problem for me. When white people do what white people do, it's what white people do.
Also,
white people
not for nothing, Taika Waititi, isn't he Polynesian?
He was the only person of color, and thank you for pointing that out. But yes, he was the only person of color to me that felt organic, like his own character, and wasn't like being put into some like mold of a role.
Besides the crazy, like money hungry, like,
but that could have been a white person for all we knew. Like that could have been anybody.
I feel like you can say the same thing for every person of color.
Maybe
every role.
Maybe
you could have replaced him with a white person, and they could have acted the exact same way.
I don't know. Buddy would have not been the same way.
I think Buddy's the only one.
Buddy was not
Little Rel's character for everybody.
Think he would have acted a bit differently if he was white?
I think his character would have been even more valued and appreciated if it was a white person delivering it.
That's not what I was saying.
I'm saying because the way that Little Rel delivered this, it was very like magic Negro. Yes, boss. Yes, sir. Like, and it didn't to me was not a good. Not a good look.
He disagreed with the magicness of the glasses, right? Like he was like,
I get what you're saying. Those moments, right, would have made sense if he was like, and here's the dilemma. The dilemma was that he was an NPC, right?
Right.
So because of that, his cheerful bubbliness, magic Negroness is his code.
Sure.
So if you look at it that way, then maybe it's okay. To me, when you're looking at it from an acting standpoint, then it's kind of like,
So what should he have done differently?
I don't know. It's just not that. Not that. It just it seemed very like driving Miss Daisy. Yes, sir. Yes, boss. Type vibe. And I didn't. That part bothered me. I don't know why.
So okay, when you say things like this,
or
when you say that,
when you say things like this,
right.
Let's unpackage this. Apparently, you have something that you want to talk about, Josh.
But when you say that about this character, do you feel like he was a yes man? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
The archetype of
Magic
the black
Negro.
I think it was more black best friend than Magic Negro because he didn't inherently solve the problem.
Okay.
Right.
But still, the whole person of color best friend, we've seen it throughout all of our lives, right? Where like the focus is not on this person, and then the focus is on this person of the leading character who's normally white, and then they're like, I have this huge problem. Like Guy had the crisis of existence,
right.
And then the person of color comes in and be like, hey, baby, it's gonna be all right. And they're like, damn, I have a new lease on life now. Thanks. And then like dips. I'm not saying the movie did that. I'm explaining the archetype that Little Rel's character, Buddy, kind of fits in.
So I get what you're saying. I would say that the movie did do that, but I would say that the movie wasn't about Buddy.
No, I agree with you.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Like when people of color, specifically black people, are used as an accessory, that's a problem for me. I'm not saying I'm not.
No, I'm saying
I'm not over there. But
Buddy felt like a prop more than a person.
Sure.
Which
But he
in regard to in the movie, he's an NPC.
right.
But I'm talking
He's
about
the NPC who's slow on his sentient what is it?
Yes.
Becoming or whatever.
Awakening.
Yeah, awakening.
But like he just still seemed, and like I said, maybe it was just unpacked trauma from other movies, right? Maybe that's what I'm dealing with. That it just felt like.
Well, I could be wrong. Like the Barflies could be lighting up the comments right now about how wrong I am.
Keith and Julian.
Right. They're just going back and forth, back and forth.
You know, like I said, I could
Thanks,
be wrong,
Julian.
but it seemed like his character, had it been a white person that acted the same way Buddy did, the delivery would not have been the same. Buddy, even when speaking, used what's the word that I'm looking for? Like
AAVE.
my people. I appreciate y'all.
We should start a podcast.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. But like the tone, the feel of it, the delivery of it
Sure.
would not have been the same, right? And so like if when Buddy did the snap moment, right, and turned into Ash at the end of the movie,
Which was very
Infinity War, yeah.
They referenced
No,
Thanos.
they
referenced
did,
Thanos,
but
yeah.
like, I
But
thought
like
that was funny.
Tina was like, because she told me to say this in the review. She said, "How come you didn't say I don't feel so good?" and then disappeared? And I was like, that would have been a little much. But it would have been. It also made sense.
I thought that would be like
on point. Yeah,
I would have been like, ah.
I remember that moment that made me sad. He was just. I just feel like all of those, when you look at the whole movie, right, from the Buddy perspective, I understand he wasn't the main character. I get that. But if you replace that with a white person, it would not have, like, those scenes of him disappearing would have felt more impactful. I'm just saying.
A lot to unpack there, buddy. A lot.
I feel like
I'm saying to the average audience, it would have felt like, oh, Buddy. I didn't feel that way when Buddy disappeared. I was kind of like,
wait,
Yeah,
that's
but-
on you, bro.
But
Right.
hold on, we're also black though. So like when people are not black and looking at it, I think they are going to go like, "Oh, Buddy," you know. But we're like, we're used as an accessory yet again. You
and
know?
maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm looking at I saw Buddy with my black shades on, with my glasses on, and was like, I see it. I see the code. I don't like this. I'm seeing the game. I'm seeing the game run being real bad. Like, you know, and I think that's where I struggled with this movie, was just like, Buddy for me, like gave it a less of a, like, I would have probably given this a 4 if I didn't have Buddy's character in it. And that's me. That's just me.
And my opinion is going to be.
I'm sorry. You have not given me a
No,
review.
you're good.
We did this whole thing
No,
about
this
Buddy.
is really important.
Okay.
We're at the Blerd bar. It's very important. I'm not going to sit here and say that Free Guy is the worst offender of the POC best friend. Not by any means. You know, like Buddy had lines. Buddy like did stuff, and it wasn't like, because there have been some stories where like literally the person of color only appears when, like, you know, they're always the black therapist, right? Like the main character's going through crisis and they only appear through that. So Free Guy by no means is the worst offender of this. It's just that, you know, it's 2021. We're trying to call stuff out as we see it, and this harkens too much to an existing archetype, and that it made me feel weird when I was like making my prediction. I was doing Dan's predictions about the end of the movie, and I'm like, all right, who is it going to be that's going to sacrifice himself? It's going to be what is her name, Millie, or it's going to be Buddy? Like, who is it going to be? Either way, probably not good, but like, who's it going to be? But I was like, oh, I'd be happy to be wrong. I wasn't, but I'm happy to be wrong. Now, seeing as it's my turn to talk, I'm going to be real quick because I think these guys gave some great analysis. It's really always great to work with them.
We're not trying to mute you. Say what you want to say.
No, I mean, there's a lot of things that I was going to say that you already said. This is
Okay,
the benefit
repeat them.
of going,
No, just repeat
going
them.
last. we schmooving out here. Baby. Really enjoyed, as a person who plays games, it's a lot of fun to see
Plays video games, not games with people.
I play TTRPGs as well. Shout out to Lily. She's awesome. But yeah, so as a person who plays video games, to see all the references, like you see the Mega Buster, you see the glider from Fortnite, like it's like, oh yeah, that's fun. Like, you know,
Apparently, Taika's character was just like he ripped off everything.
it's so funny because he was like a caricature, like, and Taika Waititi.
He was Activision as a person.
We've reached the end of the episode. Please make sure to take a moment to like, comment, subscribe. We are working on something real special for y'all. If you want to support the Blerd Bar. And
no, you have to keep going. We
so
can't.
funny.
We can't end like this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think
be quiet.
A lot of this movie.
Timestamp it.
Timestamp that.
I am. A lot of this movie was hilarious. I laughed a lot. I don't think post Deadpool, when Ryan Reynolds is more of the back office stuff, I don't think there's been a movie he's produced where I have that he's been involved in that I haven't laughed a whole bunch.
He definitely knows how to make movies.
Yes.
Or put them together, put the right people in place.
Right.
Like, yeah.
I think the performances had a surprising amount of depth. Like when Guy was going through it about existential, like I felt that. It is best POC like archetype, but like Lil Rel's performance of talking about what is real and what isn't real really still hit me. It was still excellent. I still really, really enjoyed that performance. The movie was funny. The story was not super predictable, pretty predictable. It was good to see. I don't want to mess up this kid's name. Don't want to mess up this person's name. I'm pretty sure we're like the exact same age. He played keys. He was also in Stranger Things.
Oh, Joe.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
Joe Keel?
Joe Keery.
Joe Keery. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It was good to see. He did well. He did well. You know. Specifically when there was a moment where he was talking about the game and like getting really, really hype about the AI. And I was like, yeah, that's what I do. When I'm hype about something, I just go, and so I was like, yeah, I resonate with that. Overall, definitely giving it an easy 4.2. I laughed a lot. I think the pacing was good. Sequences were good. The switching between the effects of like watching the people in the game and then watching the game, like, and then I thought that was really, really cool because it's like, I don't know if they actually mocap that or not. And I wouldn't put it past them. That would be amazing. Lots of names, lots of references, people who we see like
lots of cameos.
Hugh Jackman, Tina Fey.
When Chris Evans, I was like, wow, that's hilarious. That's cool. That's funny.
Yes,
The Rock.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. 4.2, man. It was funny. It was a good ride. I found myself like in that last sequence against dude. I was kind of like, yo, I'm invested. Like, what's going to happen?
What do you think the sequel is going to look like?
The sequel.
I thought about that too, and the only reason why this could get a sequel is because
it already is. It's already working.
Well then, okay, this is what I think the sequel would be. Because you need conflict. One of the NPCs have to go dark. It's gonna be like
Guy.
It makes sense because if you give somebody, we have this person who's literally sentient and endless amount of time. The time will tale is like once a person has infinite amount of time and exists, their morals erode because like they have no time limit.
It could be Guy. I don't think it's going to be Guy. Because then you need a new hero. Who's that going to be? Is it going to be Millie? Is it going to be
it's not going to be
Cheese?
Buddy.
It could be Buddy, which would be really cool. Especially after they see this review.
I'm tagging them. I'm not joking. I'm tagging them.
But yeah, I thought it was going to be like in like the beginning of Skynet type deal, and you have to stop it before it like. I definitely see the NPC world trying to branch out into the real world.
Are you saying like Free Guy 2 Guy breaks the internet?
Probably. Somebody's gonna break the internet.
You proud of yourself?
I am. I'm funny.
But yeah.
I'm hilarious.
But
made me laugh. I'm not.
I will say like I don't think this needs.
No. Could wrap up.
I don't think we're talking about need as much as like money is being made, right? So it's I think if anything, they're going to try to address the dilemma of AI, right?
Yeah.
Like they glorified it in this movie, which I thought was surprising because normally whenever we hear about artificial intelligence, it's a very cautionary tale.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take your jobs.
Take your job.
So
I thought it's usually about like what is life and how do we treat.
sometimes, but most
That's
times
very
it's
meta, but like
Right.
the practical, like
the idea, the thought process behind artificial intelligence is often the replacement of human existence, right? That's the fear. I mean, ask anybody on QAnon. Have you not talked to them recently?
We have reached the
Okay.
end of the episode.
So-
looking at you, Elon, taking on jerks.
Elon gives people.
Not with that Tesla truck.
Let's ask him. Barflies, if you know Elon personally.
If you know Elon personally,
I'm not saying he has a seat at the bar, but we'll talk to him.
I'll serve him one drink.
Goodness, he's
Why
great.
not? He's not a awful person. He's not a
This is,
great person, but
last call for you. Please.
So you said no, but you said when we were coming over here, you said that Keys was a simp.
I don't know if I used those words exactly.
Oh no,
and
but he was
And
though.
I'm going to end the episode to
No,
make sure.
stop.
No, simp is a terrible word. It's a terrible term.
But let's be
I mean,
honest.
if you said it in jest to say you said it in jest, it's funny. I when you said it, I laughed, but then I thought I was like, I don't think he was a simp. I think he put his energy into like his like the unrequited love or whatever. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this into my work.
if she finds it, then maybe she'll love me. That's simp. That's simp.
I was about to say.
at 100%.
Well,
Is
no,
it?
not 100%.
Listen, he wrote code to show that he's paying attention to her without
not-
ever telling her that.
No, that's not 100%.
Bro,
that wasn't what it
100%.
was.
He created a character showing how much he paid attention to all of her likes and quirks and all that. And you're telling me that's not simp?
No.
And then never told her about it? And then she falls in love with a AI character?
I thought the whole simp thing is that the girl knows that the guy is simping. Like it's not like quietly in the dark. He's just like he's like
right about
the
Yes, the key point of simping is not just being kind to people and like looking out for them, but it's an inherently imbalanced relationship
Right.
that both parties are aware of and do nothing
right.
to change.
Both are aware of. So that's why I was like, he's not simping. He's just like, she's not focused on me. That sucks. This is how I'm gonna deal with it. Like, and honestly, even if they would have made the game, there's no. It was by
100% way that
chance.
she would find that.
Yeah, it was by chance that actually happened.
I mean, it's in the code, and they both created the game. So if she's not reviewing the code, then like, what
I mean, dude, it's a huge game. What? She's not the sole person creating it.
She trusted him to take care of his part?
Was an island. Yeah.
Yes,
It was just
a
an
very
island. Sure,
it was
sure,
a very
sure.
small scale thing.
She's trusting him to take care of his part. She was taking care of her part.
Fair enough, but I mean, oversight is oversight. It is what it is. That's how I feel about this. I've also.
Oh goodness! But no, I thought that was just a very interesting.
Forgive me. I've been in rare form to this evening. So
I
I'll try
thought
to
that was
be
a very
better.
interesting take. So I was like, huh? I didn't think so, but I could see it.
What
You're
I
in jest.
said, okay, so just so you know, I wrote my way out right now. You know, what I said was, fellas, you ever simp so hard you create an artificial intelligence? That's what I said, and that's the movie.
That's funny.
Some people might not think so. So let's end the episode.
That is the 5th time we said that this episode.
It's a running.
But don't
gag
forget
now.
to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Buy a T-shirt or a sweatshirt. It's fall now.
It is fall, and buy the T-shirts now for the gifts for Valentine's Day.
That's true, but I feel like we need to make
Or
Valentine
Flag Day.
themed. We probably should make Valentine themed shirts.
No,
Otherwise, what's the point? We have
because
to
the
we
Blerd
have
bar
to-
is awesome.
No,
Hello,
no. We have to cash in on the Valentine's Day schema of things.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. Otherwise, what's the point in participating?
We don't.
It's a made-up holiday in the first place. So we have to make something
This is
to be.
a rare insight. This is how our meetings go, actually.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be really dope. And
So-
Barflies, you definitely chime in on this. What if we had John but like the A was like a beer dude.
I'm completely out on that. I don't like the John phenomenon. Where people
Whoa,
are like,
we from
you're
Philly,
from
bro."
Philadelphia? John Birds. Like I don't subscribe to that.
You use it in your everyday talking.
No, I don't.
You used it today.
You used it today.
When?
You use it. The only reason why I even thought of that idea is because you use it. You're gonna, when you like do the timestamps, you'll listen, you'll see, you'll be sad.
For the sixth and final time, we've reached the end of the episode. I'm pretty sure Josh will cut out like 3 of those times. And yo, God help y'all the day I start editing. Good night, everybody.
Don't forget to join our Patreon.
Is that out
Y'all have a
now?
blessed night.